to this, I don't think I'll be skipping many gym sessions. Right, while I warm up, I think we are very overdue a catch up. The last time I came on here to really speak was the end of August, which was the end of my very, very long Euro summer. Every time I go away, I just realize how much I love home and how much I love Australia. Gold Coast, where I currently call home, is the best place in the world. I don't care what anyone says. It's safe, it's warm, it's comfortable, the weather's good. Everyone is up and about at 5 a.m. going for a morning walk. What I've been up to in the back end of the year, it was a bit of a sprint. We got home from Europe and I had such a big backlog of work. Honestly, that period between August to December is always a bit like that. There's always so much to fit in. I feel like everyone's a bit chaotic. I'm definitely guilty of being too go, go, go and not making enough time for my family and friends in 2025. So that is one of my goals for 2026. I want to make sure that I'm watering all my cups and make sure that I'm spending enough time with friends, because that really is as important, if not more important than working, right? You can always work more, but we really can't get back that time. Coming back to goal setting for 2026, one of my favorite questions I heard was on Modern Wisdom, which is my favorite podcast. One of his thinking questions for setting your goals is, what would 85-year-old me regret not doing? Or what could I do that 85-year-old me would look back on life and regret? And for that, with me, the answer is not going to be that I wish I answered emails quicker or I wish I did one more job. It's going to be that I spend less time stressed, I spend more time with friends and family, and it's going to be that I stayed healthy and fit. So my goals this year are more about reducing that regret and making sure that I'm doing the things that would make 85-year-old me happy. Another focus for me this year, and a concept that I've been toying with a lot, is spending less time consuming. Now, I know everyone talks about this in the traditional sense of, not scrolling as much. For me, this is a little bit different. I spend a lot of time doing what I would consider fake productivity. So it's things like listening to much podcasts, researching other people's lives, watching YouTube videos, which by themselves are good things. It ends up with me just looking at other people's lives and not actually putting things out into the world. I can sit in front of a laptop and work for 6 to 8 hours, and that's not hard, but I will measure myself on how long I actually sit there, not how much I output. So I think it's really important to look at what I'm actually outputting this year and not just the effort that I'm putting in, because they are the same thing, and it's really easy to get caught in this productivity trap where you think you're doing a lot, but in the end, you're just sitting there typing away. I want to create more than I consume, more experiences, more life in general. We're headed down to the main area of Lombok. Going to check out the main street, see the fruit market, see what we can find. I need another coffee number 3 for the day. I'm just going to explore, and we might check a beach, but the weather's real hit and miss at the moment, being that it's rainy season. It'll be sunny 1 second and then 5 seconds is pouring down. This is the fit we're rocking for today. So post-archive faction cap up top, COS women's singlet, the best ribbed singlets you can get, biggest size you can get, will be perfect for most people who usually wear like a men's large or XL. Down the bottom, I have the Our Legacy belt and this sample of a Japanese raw denim I've been working on. I'll be going to show these a whole lot throughout this video. I love this sample so much, and it's so close to being ready. And then I have the row slides on feet. I'm not sure if I got to show you the view when we checked in yesterday. That is the main part of the main city of Lombok, called Kuta, Lombok. That's the beach. That's the pool out there, and then down below us, down here, goes down to the gym. And our room's up in that corner. Little hole, mangosteen, which are the best fruit on earth if you haven't had them. And of course, the dragon fruit. Yesterday we got destroyed by the rain. We were like 20 minutes away and it literally flooded. And it was like us jet skiing on our scooter in the rain all the way home. These little beach huts and the palm trees everywhere and a stunning beach. It is day 3 here in Lombok and everyone is having a super chill day, which is great because I have a whole bunch of work that I need to catch up on. I'll show you what I'm doing at the moment. I'm currently working through some tech packs and redesigning a bunch of tech packs. This one in particular is for a hat that I'm working on. I'm really happy with where we're at on a more traditional 5-panel sort of fit, but I'm working on a technical sort of hat. There's a little sneak peek of our rebrand, which I haven't really announced yet and I will talk about later. Starting with the fabric, this is a fabric that I found when I went over to China. It is, let me see if I can go across to it. It looks like this. It is like a cream and brown check. I loved it so much. I'd been looking for something that looked like this for a long time and I could never find it until I actually went to China. The hat itself is fairly simple, but it has a lot of really nice details. It is a low to mid profile cap. It has a pretty thin fabric. I wanted something that felt almost like a technical hat without the feeling of nylon. I'm not a big fan of nylon technical hats. I just don't like how they feel, especially if you're using them both for styling and running. Then the hat itself, it has a front logo embroidery, custom inner taping, and I went with this plastic inner button. I way prefer them than the metal button. The adjustment, I have two variations of this. So the first adjustment, I'm going to use same fabric as the cap, and it has a Velcro backing with a metal like D-ring. The other variation almost uses like a seatbelt strapping material. And then here's some alternate colors as well. So a charcoal, like an army sort of green, with a lighter cream embroidery. This is kind of how we do a hat tip pack. So you have all the measurements, they build a mold, custom labels, honestly custom everything. Everything I do is basically custom. I wanted them to print on my fabric for the taping as well. I think it's a really nice detail. I don't like when the taping is always contrasting. Sometimes it looks really good when it blends in. I'm really happy with where we're at for this. The samples have been sent to me, so I'll see what they're like when they arrive, but I think we are going to be able to launch this one in around June. It won't be in our first drop, but I'm hoping to put this in the second collection. Just finished that workout. I'm going to have a quick shower now before we head out to dinner. Hopefully the weather holds out on us. It is our last dinner altogether. Everyone else is headed back to Australia tomorrow. In like a year since me and Ebbs were last there, we spent so much time there. The year before last and the year before that. There's just something so special about Bali. True wet season.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Bad day to wear a big long hair.
We are back in Canggu after traveling from Lombok this morning, and we've just checked in. This is Tekko Villas, so this is the living room and this is the pool area. Obviously it's kind of close to afternoon, so in the morning it'll be fully sunny. This is the bedroom. That is the desk area. This is the bed. It's got that stainless steel bed frame. We're having a chill one for the rest of the day, but we are going to shoot an H&M job for Ebbs. I'll try to show you some of how we shoot these jobs, but this one's pretty simple. It's just an Instagram carousel in the new H&M Active. This should be fairly quick, assuming she likes the photos. Shot number 3 is done. This one is a banger. This one's my favorite of the lot. And that right there is my job done. That probably took maybe 30-45 minutes. She's gonna do the rest herself. We're about to head for a sunset drink, so I'm going to take you through the fit really quickly. This shirt is from Vaucluse Studios. I haven't actually worn it before. Red's not normally something I would reach for. Pants are another sample of mine. They're a barrel leg shape and they have this open kissing pleat on either side. The fit of these samples is perfect. There's just a few things I want to change. Post-archive faction cap, which I've been wearing to death. Cartier tank watch and my Merchants of the Sun jewelry. Tonight, I do not feel like leaving the house, so we got Gojek from a place that I have never eaten at before. I got a beef patty, chicken breast, 2 eggs, boiled sweet potato, and tomato sauce. As is making meagering behind me, she wasn't so keen on my Gojek roulette, so we'll see how we go. A baked sweet potato and 3 boiled eggs. There's the chicken and the patty. It looks good to me. Very, very, very simple. But we wanted to eat clean tonight. It is 7:08 It is a very rainy day today. It's our last morning here in Canggu, and lucky me has woken up to some problems with my brand. I was having some new neck and care labels created for the rebrand, and I was kind of pushing them for time, which meant I didn't get to do the full approvals. Normally, they'll do a sample, like a pre-production sample, and then send out to you before producing. Since labels aren't the most expensive thing, I was like, you know what, you guys just go ahead. It's pretty straightforward. I got a photo of the labels sent to me this morning, and somehow what they've done is filled in Tasmania. So that is not the design at all. I'll show you what it was meant to look like. Yeah, Tasmania wasn't meant to be filled in. So what I'm having to do this morning is communicate with my manufacturers for the label and try to get them to speed run a new label, just because we are running into Chinese New Year. What happens around Chinese New Year is production basically stops to a halt in China. That's like their New Year's holiday, like we have over Christmas, New Year's. And it's essentially 25, 30 days where no factories are working. So you kind of got to get your orders in a fair bit before that. It's January 9th now, and it is basically the end of February where they go on holiday. So trying to rush just to get these last orders in. Obviously, as we did the rebrand, I want to get this out as soon as possible. So anyway, I'm heading down to Uluwatu. I'm going to catch up with a few of the boys actually that I went to China with. Hopefully I can solve this label situation on the road. This is where we're staying for our first night in Uluwatu. It is called Calista Studios. Here is the bed and the view from up here. Every time I'm in one of these Bali villas, they always have no side railing, and like it looks really good, but in the middle of the night when you're like half asleep and need to go to the bathroom, suddenly not so practical. Quick little fit check for our first night in Uluwatu. I have the Havaianas down the bottom. These are a raw denim sample. 1 or 2 samples and it'll be there, hopefully in time for Oz winter. And then I have this Earls collection, butter yellow top. And then, as always, the Merchants of the Sun jewelry. Post-archive faction hat, which is a little bit worse for wear at the moment. I think we're due a replacement. Oh, you gotta do one at a time. This place is cool. It's really small, but it's got a nice little walnut steel vibe. Favorite touch is this record player, although there is only one record. And then coming into the bathroom, very nice. This is my favorite part. Stone is amazing. We don't have too much on the agenda today. We're going to BGS for coffee, and then I'm going to help Eb shoot a Havaianas job. So we're going to go down to Padang Padang Beach. Padang Padang is our favorite beach in Bingen, and BGS is hands down my favorite coffee in Bali. My friend Matt from Merchants of the Sun, he owns Merchants. They finished their Bingen store recently, so they have their flagship store now here in Ulu. I've seen photos of it and it looks incredible. Matt is the founder of Merchants of the Sun, so the jewelry that I literally wear every single day.
We're at the new house of Merchants. It's freshly opened, about 3 weeks old. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun with this space. It was an opportunity to kind of start with a clean slate. The best met in nature is if you can think it, you can create it.
How long did it take you?
It was about 2 years of development, so it was a big project and it was a massive passion project for me. So a bit of perfectionism kind of went into making sure that everything was perfect. Everything's custom made. This was probably one of the hardest things building the entire store. The stainless steel jewelry cabinet. That in itself took like 6 months.
Where's it made?
We literally made it here inside the store.
Really?
Yeah, we made it. So we built the frame out of wood and then we cased it in stainless steel.
If you've been to Uluwatu, it is literally in the perfect spot. There is Bamboo Fitness, which is like an establishment in itself.
Dan Cookies?
And Dan Cookies is 2 doors up, so like the best cookies, I'm gonna say in the world, not just Bali.
I guess the vision for the store is to be a multi-brand store as well as a bit of a third experiential space. Yeah. So what that means is phase 2, I'll open a coffee bar. We'll have a coffee bar here and a place for the customers to hang out and just spend some time for the space. And then phase 3 would be the gallery. So we're actually going to leverage a lot of the space in this beautiful concrete walls for resident painters, photographers, artists.
So where's Merchants Atelier gonna go?
Merchants Atelier, which is the new clothing line that I'm developing. So this is the other beautiful thing about the space. Is I wanted to be more than just jewelry. I found it really hard to find good quality menswear here in Indonesia and Bali. And so I wanted to also be a bit of a hub for good quality menswear.
Yeah. Alright, let's go sit. This turns into a full pair there.
Sam's spoke from there.
That's so
So cool.
So that was like a bit of a side quest that I was happening. So we've actually got a next collection we're about to release.
some secret samples, man. Before I finish this one up, I want to give a quick catch up on the brand and kind of where it's at. I'm just chilling at Merchants. We have a few hours to kill before we head to the airport. We're on the red eye to the Gold Coast, which means our flight is at like 11:50 p.m. Super late. So if you've been following along, you'll know that I've been working on a clothing brand called Options Department for going on 2 years now. And we were really close to launching. We were like a month away from launch. We had all our stock locked in, and I ran into a trademark issue, which meant that we wouldn't have been able to sell in the US at all. So the brand is no longer Options Department. It is now CALTER. So that's CALTER. In hindsight, I'm stoked. I actually love the new name. Like, as annoying as it was to rebrand as we were going into launch, I love CALTER. It means something personal to me. It's related to my own name, and it just has a good feel to it. I feel really, really good about it. And now that the dust has settled and things are in motion and we are approaching our new launch date, I'm happy. It is going to be the same pieces that I've spent 2 years working on, the same pleated shorts I've sampled so many times, like 8 times, the same cap, the same button ups, the same tees, everything as custom as I can possibly make it. Custom buttons, custom tags, custom everything, down to the last centimeter of literally everything. So I'm really excited to get that back in motion. We're planning to launch early April. Just depends how things go. Chinese New Year is approaching, which means things tend to slow down mid-February. So we have to get everything locked in right at the start of Jan. Make sure we hit those timelines, but I'm excited. It's going to be such a good new year. There's so much exciting stuff happening in the next year, especially with the brand, with travel. I have so much lined up. I have Coachella in April, and I've got Euro Summer starting in June. My focus for the year is YouTube. I want to document the process. I think it's all well and good living this life that people get to watch from the sidelines on Instagram, but I feel like with YouTube, you really get to come along with the journey and actually learn a thing or two. Coming back to the brand, early access is available in the description of this video, or at cultstudios.com. That means you have access to the launch 24 hours before everyone else. And I can't wait for you guys to see the pieces that I've been working so hard on. I'm so excited, and with that, we haven't actually stopped. I've been developing the next collection. I have the most amazing Japanese fabrics. As I progressed in learning what I enjoyed and learning where I want the brand to go, there's such a big focus for me on fabrics, and as I delve more into Japanese fabrics, there is honestly nothing like it. So I've been working on some Japanese raw denim, which I sourced from Kaihara in Japan, and a whole bunch of Japanese shirting. Anyway, thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed Bali. It is what feels like a second home to me. I spent so much of the previous years here, and I do plan to spend a lot more of this year here. I love this place. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one.